모든 건 변했다. 히트 시즌 2.
Focus on this PvP. Stats by far with the more consistent record. My vote is on SOS, and it's map based. He's one of those players that comes up with the best strategy. The best strategy faster than anyone else. He's a smarter player. Stats a better mechanical player. This is New Gettysburg we're playing on here in game number 4. Remember Maze, the incredible stuff we saw from SOS there? Man. New Gettysburg. I'm very strongly on the SOS train here.
It seems like the rest of the foreigners are outside of me. I actually was the trader here, the Benedict Arnold of the foreign casters. I joined the Korean casters. I don't know, I feel like Stats is just the more solid player, and he knows about SOS's trickery, right? KT, they've got one of the best coaching staffs there. They're going to tell him about it if he didn't already know about it. So my money is on this guy just playing a really more solid game and a better PvP. But let's see how it's going to go down. Anything can happen when SOS is in the game here for game number 4. Down here in the bottom right, in the green, the Protoss player from the Jin Air Green Wings. It is SOS.
A bit disheveled today. And on to the bottom left, in red, the KT Protoss Stats, the SSL finalist who lost to Dark. Another one of those SKT players that has not been performing well recently, but also a Zerg, so there are reasons. Look at SOS's face. Now, I say he looked disheveled, and people are like, I can't believe you said that, but I mean, look at him. He like, doesn't he look different than normal? Doesn't he look a little bit more stressed? Like, if I had seen that face before I made my prediction, I probably would have gone the other way. He looks stressed. He's taking deep breaths. Okay, but he's got the plan. I have faith that he has a plan for this map. New Gettysburg, very new.
For me, it's like, I don't care what SOS looks like. That guy has been on the biggest stages. He's played a best of 7 for $100,000, literally, on the line.
He's BlizzCon champion.
BlizzCon champion. He's played on the biggest stages in the world. There's no way that he's going to let nerves affect his play here tonight. I don't think there's any way. Now, did he not get a lot of sleep? Did he, maybe he's just...
it's hot, man. He's sweaty.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's really humid nowadays. Monsoon season is coming in. Maybe he's not a fan. There's all these other factors that we don't usually talk about, but
so
it's definitely a possibility.
This map has the biggest factor on this map, of course, is the bridge. It's very difficult to cross, and in PvP, I think this is actually the first PvP we've seen in televised games, if I'm not mistaken, on this map.
I think so.
In PvP, the Protoss units are so strong individually. And the thing that makes them different from the other races is their units are more expensive, but they're more cost efficient, right? They're very powerful. And when you have the same units on both sides, whoever has the concave on the other side of the bridge, or if you have that one more stalker firing because you're fighting on the bridge on the edge, and he's clumped up and the stalkers are caught at the back, that can turn a game. I think that in the early game we may have a few skirmishes there, but later on, the bridge will basically have to be avoided, and we may see players take a risk to cross the bridge because they're in a desperate situation. The other thing about this map is the third base. In PvP, normally the third base is really difficult to take, but this one is so close by, even though it's facing a different direction and there's 2 ramps to it. I think that third bases are definitely something we could see if these players survive that long. Fourth base, though, I doubt it, but third base, definitely a possibility.
It does seem to be a map that lends itself to, longer macro games, especially in this kind of matchup, but are these players going to let it get there, especially someone like SOS who knows how great of a PvP player Stats is? I'm not 100% sure. I mean, he's already building a proxy pylon. He does want to build something out there. Is it going to be extra gates?
Maybe, yeah.
All right. Seen that a lot, 3-4 gate play on any map, really. It's come more into popularity nowadays.
I actually prefer the Stalker opening on this map, to be honest. This is cool. He's like, you want to kill my Stalker, then don't shade. He could have killed the Stalker if he didn't shade. He's like actually trying to create that situation. Stats has also committed the Mothership Core to scouting, so he will scout everything except the most important thing, which is the proxy Stargate. But this scout will let him know that there's no tech here. Something is missing, and he needs to go and find it. And he's already looking. He's already sending his adept to try to find where the hidden tech is. He doesn't think it's a Stargate. He doesn't think it's an aggressive proxy. He thinks it's hidden Dark Shrine tech. That's what he's looking for. But
that's where he's going, You're exactly right. You don't go up to the top right searching for a proxy Stargate. That doesn't make any sense, right? And, I mean, SOS has done it before. He played a game against Classic that he almost won because he just made later DTs in Classic freaked out and almost lost the game. So,
man, this is scary. Look, he's going straight into the front of the base with these Stalkers. Now, the funny thing is, despite his proxy, Stats has the faster Oracle, which is coming across the map. He's going to force an overcharge here. This is not an accident. This is not, oh, I guess I can't do pressure. This is intentional because he wants to make sure there are less overcharges when his Oracle comes in. Yeah, but he actually needs to respond here. There he goes.
Overcharge comes down, but it's not totally in range.
Two. Yeah, he needs 2, and he doesn't have enough energy.
And he is at 33, 34 energy now.
Okay.
At the same time, though, SOS pushing up. He's got a lot of Stalkers in here.
He's forcing this so hard. He kills the pylon, and this base may just have to be canceled. He's got the better Stalker numbers here. There's the overcharge.
Force the overcharge.
And here comes the Oracle, perfectly timed, just as SOS planned.
This is getting way too much damage done. The Stalkers have to go all the way into the main base. All the while there's Stalkers at the front of his ramp.
And this is one of the weaknesses of building your buildings at the top of the ramp. They can actually be attacked here. In this case, they're actually going to help zone these Stalkers out. But if he actually had any high ground vision with an Oracle, for example, he could have actually just continued to do damage to those gateways.
Yeah, this game is getting a little bit out of control. SOS himself has completed his Nexus. At the same time, though, Stats taking a really good fight out here, and it looks like he does have enough defense back at home to be confident enough to move out this far.
The thing is, if he chases all the way, the Oracle gets more value because the Stalkers aren't home. And SOS is just going to go the long way. He knows he's likely to lose these Stalkers if he runs into a wall, so he's going to take the long way. He's also keeping these Stalkers away from the base. Again, 2 more Oracles. I mean, he's got 2 Oracles. 2 Oracles could harass at the same time. Stats doesn't even have probes that is natural, but if he did, they'd be dead anyways from the Oracle. Okay, this Phoenix, I didn't even know he was making this. This is...
Oh, but he misses it!
Oh, no. Okay, he does find it.
And now SOS has to commit, but there is an overcharge here. Gonna get that 1 kill. About as much damage as it could get.
Adepts are like, wait, you don't have any probes here? Okay, I mean, I guess that's fine. I guess I just don't there's nothing to kill, so I'm already winning.
Well, the Stargate has been found here in the middle of the map, so that will eventually go down. Going to target down that pylon first, make sure he can't make anything, and then kill the Stargate, of course.
So this Oracle tech that's coming out now for Stats is, I think it's a bit questionable because he has Phoenixes, but only 2. So there's not much they can do here. It's not like he's going for a Phoenix build. The Oracle is late. SOS has a defense setup. Look, he already has Stalkers here. He has the triple pylon triangle in the main for overcharges. He's built the energy now. And I think the more standard and the just arguably better going towards the mid-game tech is the robotics facility that SOS is committed to. And yeah, I mean, already Stats has a robo, but he spent so much money on this Oracle, for example, and these Phoenixes. I don't know if that's really going to be worth it.
Yeah, the Oracle is definitely an interesting choice here. It's just it's one of these weirdly timed Oracles. This isn't like, okay, now at 640, I complete my Oracle, and this is part of the build. Like, it may have been an idea that he was thinking about, but in general, this is really just like a tricky play where you try to, just get into the base of your opponent when he's not expecting it, when he's least expecting an Oracle.
Island time!
Uh-oh!
Here we go! This is crazy. We're going to see an island. And don't forget, that's...
The green casters have this look of disbelief on their face, like, what the hell is going on?
Watch this, actually. The observer can't path over that. Okay, he's going to see it anyways, but see that wall? It means that there's only 2 places where you can drop the island. This, by the way, is good map design. This means that if you place cannons where the choke point is on the barriers, the air barriers...
It's like an island choke, right? It's weird.
Exactly. It's a choke in the air. So you can actually create a funnel and stop, drop, harass a lot easier because of those walls that are in the air. This is good map design, and this is awesome. And this base is going to be very difficult for Stats to punish, but he's already adding extra gateways to get ready to do so.
Yeah, and you know what? The Phoenixes make a lot more sense. Even the Oracle makes a lot more sense. You keep the opponent back at his own base, and it's helpful in defending drops, too, if you keep it over there.
How is he ever going to get a drop here? With 2 Phoenixes, it's going to be incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
He needs, like... I mean, the Void Race coming out, I mean, if he's going to commit to Void Race, he's going to need more than 1. He needs, like, a fleet.
Yeah, where's that second Stargate into a fleet beacon, right? Is he going to commit to air here?
Where's my Flux Rays, or was Flux Veins removed from the game, RIP?
Yeah.
This base is up, okay? It's mining. Yeah, there's a third base for SOS, but remember what I said when we started this game. The third base is pretty easy to take. Fourth base out of the question. Well, if you already have this fourth, if you already have
There's
this
your fourth,
island,
yeah.
your third base, which is already easy to take, is your fourth. Exactly. So here come the Stargates we were talking about. 2 more coming down.
Now look at this observer. This is exactly what we were talking about. You can't pass through there. You have to go through the chokes. You do not have a choice.
Yep, there's no, it looks like there's space behind, but there's actually not. So it's Stats who takes the Stargates and the Fleet Beacon. He is taking control of the air, which is what this game is going to be about. And SOS is failing to respond here.
SOS is getting Storm, okay? I mean, that's going to be good against, you know, a big death ball on the ground, Archons, and all that stuff, you know, the clunky units that can't really run out of the Storm. But Stats is getting none of that. He's getting air units.
By the way, notice the placement of the Stargates. They cannot be scouted. SOS cannot scout them. There's an observer blocking. Okay, this observer comes to the only path where he can scout. The other path is blocked by the observer we were talking about earlier. Oh, he doesn't commit. And if this observer is seen, he can just snipe it.
Where's the observer of Stats? There it is.
That's the island. He's going to snipe it. Oh, no. SOS. Oh. Okay, he needs to turn left if he wants to see what it is. Look at the chase. The Stalker Warprism chase. Tech, Scout, D9. Carriers. What's up?
Oh, here we go.
And he does not have any scouting. That one guy there, well, is Storm going to kill the interceptors really fast? No! Actually, no. Storm is not the answer. It's going to be helpful, for sure.
Well, guys, we promise crazy games. We promise good games. And we said it before, when SOS is in the game, anything can happen. But this is Stats doing it. I suppose SOS is still in the game, but this is about to get really insane, and I don't think SOS is, as you said, he's just not going to be able to scout it.
SOS isn't pressuring, he's not doing anything. So at this point, Stats is like even going to go Graviton Catapult before his carriers are done. He's going
to see it now.
Finally sees it.
There you go. Now what do you do? Storm is done.
What is he going to do? He has to, I think, like hit a timing with Blink Stalkers and Storm. His Blink's about to finish. He has +2. Yeah, he takes another base.
Yeah,
but
I mean, no, is Stats really going to take this space?
He has air control. There's no way that SOS can deny it, even though it's right next to his main. Who cares? He has control of the air. He has a full tight wall up here set up with force fields available to stop a big push with Adepts and Charged Zealots. He's prepared for everything. This is the kind of build I thought we'd be seeing from SOS, not Stats. I'm like, are the colors wrong? Because, I mean, this is the genius type of play. SOS's Stargates are late. Stat scouts it. He has the wall set up. This is going to be incredibly difficult to pull off. 3 carriers are already ready. Their interceptors are nearly charged.
Look at all the pylons.
Done.
The gateways, the forge, already a preemptive overcharge here. I suppose these Adepts...
Is he going to commit? No way.
No, you just lose all of them. And, okay, we got a drop in here. Actually, he didn't actually put any defense. He's just relying on his carriers, which are slow. The Phoenixes were out of position, so this is actually going to get a lot of damage.
This is actually just simply put lucky. Like, it's very lucky that this happened because he just wasn't prepared for it. If had he been in position, this would have never worked in a million years. Okay, so carriers are armored units. They're massive units. If you actually have all the Void Race focus and ignore the interceptors, you can basically just one-shot, once you have enough, every single carrier, the interceptors just die like mosquitoes.
All the carriers. You have to get on top of them, though, which is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. But if we go to like 200, you're going to have enough Void Rays that, you know, maybe you lose 5 as you're floating in, but then once you get on top of them, because the carriers are slower, they're all just going to get popped out of the air like balloons.
So SOS he needs time to build that fleet of Void Rays. He's actually adding his own carriers now, which is another way to deal with carriers. But
he's kind of identified this is going super late game.
I don't know if it will, because I think Stats might die before that. These carriers, if he actually just attacks them, he can harass the main and then leave, harass the main and then leave. And until SOS has enough units to deal with this, it won't matter. And I think that's exactly what we're going to see. He's going to both defend his second island and harass and start killing production in the main with this. Very, very dangerous timing here, because SOS doesn't have the answer yet. And here we go. Here comes that push I'm talking about. He's going to start picking away at these buildings. He's going to start taking apart SOS.
He's going to start taking names, man. He has 6 carriers here, and here we go. Floating into the main, getting into position. Immediately going for the pylons here. That one actually unpowering 3 gates.
You know what? The pylons are the best targets. The easiest to kill, the fastest to kill. And
this does so much damage.
He's releasing these interceptors. Now, killing the pylons is annoying because he's making units that cost 6 supply at a time. Affecting the pylons affects the production, which gives him continual carrier dominance here in this game. And that what he just did to release these interceptors is very expensive. But because he has so many bases, he can afford to do so. And there's no answer to this. In fact, they're still alive.
He's like, go free, my little Inceptors. I'll just remake them. I don't care. And it's just a really just unbelievable like read of the map and the way this can be played. You know, it's just so genius by Stats.
Yeah, this is
you were saying how you're going to expect it from SOS.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree with you because this is just so cool. And it makes so much sense. You know, like Dust Towers, the third base, is so easy to defend. Same thing for the natural here on this map. There's no way you're ever getting up that ramp, ever, if you have the right buildings there. So if you get air control, you take both islands and you stick on 4 bases and you're totally fine.
It's 9 carriers to 3 currently. Yeah, SOS getting 4 more. He's getting his Graviton Catapult. He's also getting +2 arrow weapons. These things are taking time. But he's survived, and he is abusing the fact that carriers are quite slow to take the entire top right. He's like, yeah, okay, you have the islands, and I can't attack them, but it's also going to be virtually impossible for you to attack my side of the base. But because Stats is now maxed, he's ready to move across, and he is going, and he is tripling the carrier count currently. Graviton Catapult will be done by the time the next engage happens. I do like this a lot. This is going to be something that Stats will struggle to deal with.
Yeah, and I feel like he should have remade that pylon actually at the front once he moved out, because he already got all of his units out of the base, and he is basically maxed out. I think he's just going to try to make more and more carriers.
Can you check how many gateways Stats has? He has a Warp Prism with his army.
He has 8.
Okay, he can make Stalkers if, you know, as the fight goes on with this Warp Prism. He can also protect his Immortals. Don't forget, Storm is on the map for SOS. That's one thing he does have that Stats does not, and we're going to start to see those drop down in just a minute.
Whoa.
Storm doesn't care about vision. Here we go. Storm's going down.
It's hitting the majority of these units, but not quite killing them.
He has more carriers.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters here.
More carriers, more stuff on the ground too. More Storms coming down here, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
He needs a few more. Better focus fire here as well from from Stats, and that should be game here, I'd say.
Yeah, that's going to be it. All these carriers taking tons of damage. SOS is warping in a bunch of stuff, but I just don't think it's going to be enough.
It's too late. Too little, too late. He needs maybe Archons, more Storms, things he doesn't have. He has the money, but he needs time. And as I say, time is money. He's out of it, man. It's game over
time
here.
Time is money, friend.
And you're out of both. Gazzle coach, don't bring Harrison Storm into this, Valdez. That's another esport. What can he do? He's trying to harass. I mean, I guess that's basically all he can do, but it's not going to matter. He's got this ragtag group of units. His economic advantage isn't enough to make more gateways and try to transition. He's going to die a slow and painful death here. And make no mistake, this game is over.
Yeah, he can't quite accept it.
Yeah.
He's just waiting. He's trying to...
In the booth. He leans back. He knows.
Yeah.
And that should just simply be a type out here. He got out SOS. Stats out SOS tonight. And we are going to an ace match. GG!
Stats bringing it to that ace match here for KT, giving them another chance. And
you could say he carried them to that fifth and final game. All right.
Wolf, you're so funny.
This is such an incredible night of Pro League. This will be a night that people will remember forever. The 5th and final game will be played on Frozen Temple. It's all down to this. One final game to decide who moves on and takes that first place spot.
So now we have to start doing our predictions.
All right.
Who's it going to be? Both these teams have so many great players they can throw out.
Maru has to be the choice for Janair, but the KT player could be either Stats TY or Zest. I think Zest is your man. I think we get to have the Zest-Maru rematch that everybody is looking for and hoping for.
I think that makes the most sense, you know. Those two players are just too good, right? I 100% agree with you that it's going to be Maru. You don't want to even send Rogue. They've used Rogue like in weird spots to come out and snipe for ace matches. I think that's actually where he defeated Zest the other time. And
that's right, in the final game, in the most important game.
Yeah, I mean, Stats is a fantastic Protoss too. They could consider using him. They are talking to him a ton here. He did win his game as well, but I think that he practiced a lot for that one map, that one build. Probably just played a ton of PvP, and he's not ready really to go into a PvT rather on a totally different map. So I like the choice of Zest. I feel like he's just more solid in general.
I think using SOS would be a huge mistake. I don't want to see SOS come out in the 5th game, even though normally I would say yes. Morrow is just too good to ignore. I know you guys didn't have faith, but everyone was shown the light today. And I think this guy may be the best in the world. We have to wait for individual league results to prove, but he is by far and above, by miles and kilometers, the best player in Pro League. Now, the one idea, though, is if Zest has been, I'm not even going to look at the players, I'm looking down. You may have seen them.
I already saw one.
If Zest is consistently beaten by Morrow specifically, maybe it's time to not use him. People are screaming and cheering.
Oh, man. Here we go. Not going to spoil anything, but guys, we're going to be in for a treat. This is going to be a fantastic line, or matchup here, rather.
All right, players are on stage. Lights are dim. People are screaming in the crowd as the players are about to be revealed here for what is one of the best regular season Pro League games I have ever. My eyes were blessed to see.
Yeah, I mean, this might actually be one of the best days of Pro League, if not the best one we've had, you know, since we started casting in 2014. It's been a crazy day so far. It's about to get a little bit more insane.
The lights are dimmed. We have to zoom in, and you know what that means? They need one more second. And then what happens after that is that we go to the camera shot of the silhouettes of the players. And I still haven't seen them. I've been staring directly at my monitor. I don't know who they are. I'm hyped. Everyone, here we go. Lights are dimmed. The reveal.
Who's it gonna be? For our race match, it is Zest versus Rogue.
Rogue, a huge gambit. But they called the Zest pick. They knew it'd be Zest, and they chose Rogue and not Maru. And one of Maru's issues in competitive StarCraft 2 was his fatigue, you know? Sometimes struggles to play those longer series. Maybe they're like, we want Rogue here.
Part of the reason why he's so good in Pro League, right? Best of ones.
And this is the rematch. This is the rematch, what we saw earlier.
An amazing read by the Jin Air coach, the Jin Air team. Guys,